You have all the content, by the way, in LMS, around 20 hours of recordings we have plus, and plus you can also check this out. So I think because of it's a local VM, it will take few minutes extra. It might have been done by now in AWS or something like that. So that's the reason sometimes when I want to speed up, I use the AWS. But I wanted to have this set up locally. So I was having the last batch set up also, but this I wanted to have it because I can show you the again and again this for the future purpose also, future training also. So let happen. One thing which will do the master script which I was showing you, that will do this setup also. Which setup? This setup also. So basically, you remember that for the workstation, you need a kubectl and this file, right? So what this script will do, the one which I'm running for the master setup, this changes will be done by that script itself. So that's one advantage. So that means for me, master server will also act like a workstation, and worker will be the place where I'll run the pod and container. I'll explain you what is a pod and one by one. Let it come. So almost done, I think. Yeah. So this is pulling the images, and that's why that time consuming. And here also it's done almost. So black one is worker, white one is master plus workstation. So now you see that master is almost done, and you'll get a message saying that, see this, now this can take up to 4 minutes. It will be done faster actually. And this is also in progress. Done. Okay, so now if you read it very carefully, don't rush actually. So go up a little bit. If you read it little carefully, I'm not able to scroll up faster. So see here, your Kubernetes control plane has initialized successfully. These are the commands to run for setting up the workstation. These are the commands to run for setting up the network, and this is the command to run in the worker for joining the worker to the cluster. Or this command. So this command, if you run in hundreds of machine, 100 worker will be joining to the master for the creating a cluster. Only this command. Okay. So these all commands has been done. Only this one. Okay. And installing some other things. So this command is to be run. See here. Command to add a worker node, and this is the command. Now this command I need it to run in the worker. So worker is getting ready. Master is successfully done. Workstation is successfully done also. So for the workstation, this is the command on the record. Please study this command which I'm showing you. Where is that? here, this command. I told you this is a kubeconfig file, need to be there. So they're copying the config file from admin to these locations. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
So now I'll wait for it because this command I have to run in the worker. So worker will join to the cluster, and that is almost done. Worker is also almost done. Almost done, guys. So if you don't have this script, if you do manually, it will take 2 to 3 hours just to configure and set up. Mind it, lots of steps are there. Okay, so see that worker, all the setup is done, and the only thing you have to do is running this one. So can we run this command here? Carefully, you have to copy paste and then done. So this command which I run in the worker right now, you have to run in thousands of boxes through automation, and those nodes will become a part of the master. Understood now? Done. So now this is work completed. Now time has come for using the workstation. Using the workstation means, remember that you are going to use the workstation, see that, to send a command to the API server to query. So how do I query? Let me show you. Let's get started. Get nodes. So how many nodes you have? Master is ready, worker is not ready. So we'll have to wait for some time because networking pod, it takes some time to install it. So it will be automatically done 2 to 3 minutes and then it will become ready. So just wait for a second. Now the version which we are using is 1.236, correct? So this is the version and this is acting like a master. This is acting like a worker. I name it host name also. So you'll not get confused. Now I wanted to show you these pods. These pods. Now what is a pod? I have not discussed. Just don't worry about that. But these are the applications which I wanted to show you. So can I show you this? So now, not ready, but just wait for it. Automatically it will become ready. So now I want to show you this pod. So kubectl get pods. These are all applications. This is the command, and you see that here. These are the things. So now if you see that very carefully, API server, which is here. Where is that? Do you look at? Here it is. And etcd, here it is. Controller manager, somewhere here it is. Scheduler, here it is. And I told you one proxy in the master, and right now I have only one worker, so another proxy. So proxy 1 here and proxy 2. Now these all are networking plugins, okay? So one networking plugin kernel is for the work master, this is for the worker. Now worker was not ready because of this reason, so it still is under progress. And these all, so core DNS services here. So this is the whole Kubernetes clusters, you set it up, and now everything is up and running. You see that, so node also will become ready. And this is the way we set up our clusters. Did you understand that?
Yes.
So right now, this command I'm running from the workstation is sending to the API server. An API server through all the components, they are managing the entire cluster. So basically, workstation for me and master is set up in the same server. Okay. So now, what I will ask you to do that before you go for extra sessions. Like next topic, I'll teach you what is a namespace, what is a pod, what is RC, what is deployment, what is service, and all stuff like that. So before me talking about that topics, I would insist you to try it yourself. Okay, set up all this stuff, and the only consent is this automation code will work only for to 24/0. But if you want to try different thing and all, so you can try other tutorials also. So a lot of tutorials you have it, but right now be aligned with me, so that way you don't struggle for daily stuff. So for example, this is for 1.22. This is so a lot of tutorials you'll have it, because over the period of time I'm writing different version of things. So CentOS also you'll find it, Kubernetes CentOS. So here, see here, RHL7, and here again CentOS. No, this is another one. So this is the one. Yeah. So here this is Ubuntu 16 you have it. So try the one which I'm showing you, so that way you both will be aligned. Okay. Any questions so far, all of you?
Can you explain what a cluster means actually? I know that you were speaking about that terminology, but I have a confusion on that. Can you just explain it briefly?
Okay, so cluster concept is very simple. Okay, even these questions I was having 15 years before, and the way I understood, I'm explaining you same way, because I don't want to give you the standard English terminologies of what is clustered and this that and simple thing. I have one laptop or server, and I have a 4 GB CPU, correct, and 30 GB hard disk. All this is limitation, so that means I can consume maximum 4 GB and 30 GB, correct? Okay, correct now?
Yes.
Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what to do? So I want to have, so here I can run 2 applications here, but I want to run 200 applications. What to do now? What I will do, simple thing, I will clone this whole infrastructure multiple times. Okay. Now, so right now with this combination, I can run eight applications like that. So if you want to run more application, you can increase this. But you know what? You are the person, you cannot manage everything in the data center. So right now on image, you have only 4 server, but in reality, you have a 4,000 server. So what you will do? So you will say, okay, I need some sort of application where I can not manage only 4 server but 4,000 server, and it should not be I should be managing, that application should manage. So what happens then? That is where we deploy. So let's say let's create more applications. Why is happening like this? Let's create, duplicate this. Now what you want, so you will add more applications, and then whole things you will create one cluster. But how can you become a cluster? Simple. What you will do, there is a one machine which will say will become a master, and other machines will become worker. Now this machine, you will install the agent here, agent here, agent here, agent here, agent here, agent here, this agent in a form of different ways. Okay, and these machines will control this all agent. And now this agent will do a run application for you. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Now simple. So here from you gave the instruction to the master, and master gave all the instruction parallelly to all the thousands of agents, and now these 2 applications got deployed. And this whole concept we call it cluster, because in the cluster what happens, you have earlier you have 4 GB only, now 4 GB is to 8 GB, 32 GB of clusters you have it. That means you can deploy a hell lot of application through this method. And this master software and agent software can be different. Like SQL, it can be SQL clustered, it can be PostgreSQL clustered, it can be Oracle clustered, it can be Kubernetes clustered, it can be observability cluster. So a lot of cluster concept, any application. But more or less applications you can keep it in a different bracket. That means application will remain changed, concept will remain same all the time. Got it?
Yes, Rajesh, thank you.
Okay, any other questions, guys? Okay, so next sessions I'll teach you pod, namespace, replication controller, replica set, services and all. And but before that, in order to understand that, you have to keep your server ready, because as I said, this is the most advanced topic which you're getting into that. So you have to have a setup ready.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.